the better shooting was from shooting better, and how much of it was from the ball movement, execution?
I mean, both. We got open shots and understood what they were going to do defensively, which is take away the paint. And, our thing was good to great, find your teammates. Every paint touch will kind of the defense will dissipate. We'll get open shots. So knowing that coming in, guys stepped up and shot them confidently. We got a good number up, obviously, making 21. But I think more so than that, guys were confident, took the shots that were there. And, when you can have 35 assists and move the ball like we didn't get the open looks, more often than not, they're going to drop.
Is that one of those things that builds on itself? Guys see it work and then more likely to keep it up?
Yeah, and that was the message at halftime when we had 18-point lead and went down to 2. It's what we did to build the lead for 2.5 or 1.5 quarters was move the ball, touch the paint, and get open shots. And then we started to get a little cute and, started to play by ourselves one-on-one and, gave up the lead and got those turnovers. So wanted to get back to that, and I think we did right out of the gate in the third quarter.
What did you like about Dylan's impact on both ends of the floor tonight?
Yeah, he's so versatile. I mean, being aggressive, he's one of our physical drivers that gets in and, obviously attacks the basket, but can also make some reads. You don't love the 7 turnovers there, a little sloppy at times, as was our team. But and then defensively, just being able to be on bigger guys and go to ball and disrupt some things there. It's always a luxury to have a guy like that.
Just before halftime, you called a timeout and you went directly to Jalen and had kind of an exchange with him. What was kind of the message there, and was he able to deliver on what you wanted out of him after that timeout?
Yeah, it was continue to play the way that he did to get us here. He was a little loose with the ball. They upped their aggressiveness, and we had those turnovers that led to easy baskets. So continue to do what got us here, and we've seen that be a pattern at times this year, giving up the leads, and so enough is enough as far as that. And let's clean that up and be strong. And yeah, he did it. He came out obviously aggressive in the second half as well, but he heard the message.
Wasn't a must-win game, but could you tell the sense of urgency that your team came out with tonight?
Yeah, I just think we understood what we didn't do well in the other games. Had an opportunity to be, obviously the San Antonio win. Like I said, you make a shot or two, you win that game, but it still doesn't mask all the deficiencies that we had in that game. And so, just getting better and better each game. Build on the Golden State game and. Just want to be more consistent, and understood that. Even though didn't love the end of the second quarter, we got back to it the second half.
What did you think of Jabari Smith Jr. tonight, but mainly in the third quarter? Because that's when it seemed like you guys were able to recapture your momentum.
Yeah, when he gets going, it's going to obviously open us up even more. It hasn't been played up to his standard to start the season so far, and that's it puts a burden on everybody else. And so when he's doing what he's doing out there, making shots and the rebounding, the assist, and all-around game defensively as well. It's just another added luxury. So loved his aggressiveness, loved the confidence that he's had, and not shied away even when he hasn't shot it well, and stuck with it and puts the work in. So eventually, he's going to come out of that rut a little bit.
Do you have an update on
the lead to 5 late? What do you think was the key for your team being able to, not get frazzled and kind of just to put the game away after that?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say, they made some tough shots, and Melo was in the mid-range and Rozier as well. But I think overall it was just the ball movement again, to getting open shots. And so Alpi got to go on the side a little bit. They collapsed the paint there, and we got some kickouts and made those shots. And like I said, that's sometimes just make or miss, but we got the good looks. And so Alpi kind of settled us there, and then Fred hitting guys in the pocket and finding shooters.
Do you have an update on Amin Thompson?
He has a grade 2 ankle sprain. I'm going to go check on him now. I'm not sure what that means time frame wise.
Back to Sarge's question, just the importance of this game and really being just to avoid entirely the snowball effect that could have happened and get the first one out of the way.
Yeah, it's good, obviously. But like I said, you're a shot, a free throw away from going 2-2 instead of, being 0-3 or 1-3. But yeah, it's always good to get the first one. I think we have played well enough at times, but haven't been consistent enough, and that's been my message more so than anything. Is like we continue to play at the proper, with the proper intensity and focus, we'd be in good shape in those games. Even the Golden State taking the late lead, and so we're not good enough to float in and out of it, and so that's been the message. And if we put it together, we can do this. But still didn't guard as well as we should have, but we're obviously able to get out and score, shoot the ball well, and put up 128.
Was part of the game
able to push tempo after you did get stops, especially in the first half? Is that what you want to see every single night?
Yeah, it's been a message from day one in camp, and so our defense can turn to offense, and you know, instead of taking out of the net or turnovers, obviously we want to get out and play fast. And I think that's where we've been our best so far this year.
Last two games, it seems like Fred is starting to get more. Well, last 2 or 3 games, seems like Fred is starting to get more comfortable in this system, you know, and playing under your guidance and your leadership. Have you seen that veteran presence from him?
Yeah, I think from day one though, we've seen it in training camp and in the games. It's, you know, he's missed some shots that he had against Golden State specifically, and you know, it's not necessarily a bad game that he missed shots, but he's been in command, I think, from day one with us and trying to get everybody else on the same page as far as, you know, being able to get us into sets and settle us down like he does.
How important was
the type of defensive big that a year ago Şengün often struggled with? What did you see from Şengün tonight as far as taking another step in his development?
Yeah, he was really good setting screens, freeing guys up. That's the first piece. You know, those guys walked into a lot of wide open threes. We know he's a rim protector, but is back in a pretty deep drop, and so Alfred does his job, and Jock and Jeff set screens. And those guys get the shots, and so that's the first piece of it. And then, you know, inside, outside, mixing up a little bit, and regardless of his height and shot blocking ability, Alfred's pretty good inside against most bigs he's had success against. So just another step there, but he's a tough cover inside with the fakes and the touch around the basket. So, like I said, settled us in the fourth quarter.
How important in that fourth quarter was that all veteran kind of lineup that you ran for a few minutes there to kind of settle things down before you went back to your starters?
Yeah, it was huge. I think, you know, Jay Sean is that steady guy. He's kind of Swiss Army knife out there that does a lot of things, but he's the guy that can handle the ball and take some pressure off of Fred and initiate some offense. And so I think just from a toughness factor, experience factor, it's good to have those guys out there, made the right plays and spelled our guys for a little bit until they could come in and finish.
Thanks, Fred. Thank you. Is there anything else?
I was just gonna ask him real quick, as the game went along and the way that you all were playing, could you feel the home crowd advantage?
Yeah, I think you play well and the crowd appreciates that. So, you know, you're making shots always adds to that as well. But yeah, we got to give them a good product to be happy about, and we haven't done that so far. And tonight was a little bit better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.